Hello viewers and greetings fellow space travelers, this is Thorn of Night and welcome to a one-off video I'm doing on this game called OMG Zombies. OMG Zombies is a post-apocalyptic zombie shooter game, but not really in the style that you're probably used to. And I will demonstrate that here in just a moment, but first let's go into the options so you can see what you've got here. You can remap your keys for moving your cursor around. There's also a few other keys for the zombie vision, being able to see the zombie health. You can pause the game. You can access the upgrades and extras, and you can save your game. There's resolution options. You can use controller or keyboard. Full screen. There is music, but I'm not going to use it because sometimes YouTube is persnickety about music usage, and sound volume as well. So just your basic options here. But let's go into the game real quick. First off, I want to let you know that I'm sort of doing this backwards. I have completed all of the levels because I want you to see the difference between what it's like to play the game with all of the upgrades versus what it's like from a fresh start. So I'm just going to go into this first level here real quick, and you'll see that there's a list of the 8 different types of zombies that are available, and on this particular level there are only zombies of this type, the civilian zombie, and by default there are 80 of them. And what I mean by default is there are upgrades that you can do for not only all 8 of the different types of zombies, but also there are exploding barrels and your shots, your ammunition. Let me go over these zombies real quick. You've got a civilian zombie. They have a sort of explosive effect, or more like their body parts fly off and hit neighboring zombies and do them damage. They have an increasing range, which you can purchase with upgrades, and you can also purchase more population of them. And the way the upgrades work is, by default, there are no red bars down here. That's a lot of noise. The first upgrade costs 2,000, then 4,000, so on and so forth, up to 20,000 for a maximum of 10 upgrades. And you buy them by getting money for killing percentages of zombies on any given map. The different types of upgrades are, as far as the civilian is concerned, there's damage, range, and extra population. There's also a bloated zombie who does this wide area of effect explosion, but does very low damage, only 1 hit point of damage. You can increase his range and his population. There's a cop zombie who you can increase their damage and their population, but also how many additional zombies their bullets can pass through, and there's even an achievement for killing 5 zombies with 1 bullet with these guys. There's the soldier's zombie who gets additional shots that you can purchase by upgrades, as well as additional ricochets with their bullets and their population. There is the bilious zombie, or it basically, when you kill it, it turns into this puddle of acid that whenever another zombie walks on it, it takes damage. And you can upgrade their population, their damage, as well as the duration of their puddle of goo. Then there's the mortar zombie. Damage, population, and range for them. When they die, their heads pop off, or their brains pop off, or whatever, and go up off the top of the screen and randomly come down and hit somewhere on the map, hopefully hitting another zombie or multiple zombies. Then there is the runner zombie. When you shoot her, she runs off in the direction she's facing for a given distance or until she hits an obstruction, and then she screams really loud, somehow damaging surrounding zombies. You can upgrade her population, her range, and her damage, the range being the area of effect of her scream. And then finally for the zombies, there's the Zapper zombie who shoots off this little tendril of electricity in a random direction. I have not been able to figure out if there is any way that you can guide it. I'm pretty sure it's just random. But you can increase their population, their range, as well as the duration of their electric bolt. Then there are barrels. You can increase their population, basically adding more barrels to the map, their damage, and their range. And then finally, the bullets. You start off with 3 rounds. You can get an additional 3 rounds by paying for it this way. You can increase your reload speed, which can be handy, but isn't as important as damage necessarily. And then obviously the damage. And also, as you are going through clearing out the different levels, the money that you get is more than enough to buy all of the upgrades. I have bought everything, and after having completed the entire 100 levels of the map, or of the game rather, I have an additional $50,000 to just look at there. But exiting out of here, this part of the screen tells you the level of completeness that you have gotten on the map. There's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum is 100%. Gold is, I believe, 90. Silver is 80, and I'm pretty sure this is the bronze is 70% complete. It might be 65. I haven't really paid a huge amount of attention to that part. I will try to answer that question for this episode. But also, any friends that you have that play the game or have the game will show up on the mini leaderboard that you've got here, with what their rank is, their name, and how many points they've got on the level. So let's go into this real quick. You start off with a whole bunch of zombies wandering around on this map, and there are multiple maps available, and some of them are reused for different levels. However, the different types of zombies that are on the map change from one map to another. So though they may be the same map, they are still different enough to make it a different puzzle for each one. Now, down here in the bottom right, you have a little icon that lets you know what types of zombies there are at a glance by changing their color. The civilian zombies are all gray by default, so it hasn't changed their color any. So I'll go ahead and turn this back off. Now when I mouse over or use the WASD or arrow keys, not only does the zombie I mouse over make a little grunt noise, but you can also see how much health they have. Now all the zombies wander around in a random aimless direction. They stop when they hit obstructions and turn, or they turn around mid-stride, or they just basically wander around aimlessly. Now your objective here, you might be thinking, well, you've only got 6 rounds. How are you going to kill them all? Well, let's turn this on. You can see that all of these guys have very low health. They have 1 hit point each for this first level. Now, these civilian zombies do, like I said, a sort of ranged body falling apart melee attack. So I'm going to pick a guy here in the middle and shoot him and cause a bit of a chain reaction. Oh, I didn't get all of them. It is possible to kill them all on one shot, but as you can see, I was able to clear the whole map. Got 100%, And at this point, you will get any money due you for your level of completion. I've already completed it, so I'm not going to be getting any more money. Once you've completed a level, you can either replay it or you can exit back to the main screen. It tells you what the highest chain was that you got and also how many shots you fired. But let's go back in here. There's one other button that I want to talk about. You can pause the game and come back straight back to this menu. You can see that the zombies are no longer walking around, but the level is still active. So if I hit escape again, or if I hit the arrow key up here, they pick up right where they left off. Now down here in the bottom left, it tells you how many zombies there are on the given map, and it tells you how many you have managed to kill in a chain reaction. That's what the chain is for. So if I shoot this guy here, you can see this number goes up and that number goes down. I picked a guy so it wouldn't do a chain reaction for everything. And as you can see, it keeps track of how many rounds you've got. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here because there are a couple other things I wanted to cover. First off, the way the levels are laid out. If you get bronze on a given level, the next row over to the right, or to the right and up from whatever one you completed becomes available to play. If you get silver, you can do the one directly straight out from it, and if you get gold or platinum, you can do the one to the right and down from it. So you can't access all of these immediately. You have to get higher percentages in order to work your way down to level 100. But the way you pan around this is you can click and just drag. It's sort of like a smartphone app, brushing your finger across the phone. The screen will just slide around, and you'll be able to get a bigger picture of the whole map. You can't zoom out on this, you can only slide around on it. But as you can see, I have gotten platinum on all of these. But that's not where the game ends. Once you have completed all 100 maps, you can do something called prestige. And there's a little icon that I've got down here. Pay close attention to it because it's going to change. I have the final prestige to get. I don't know if you get anything special for it. But let me come into this menu here. You have access to your options, the same options menu that I showed you before. You can load and save your games, however, it's kind of moot. Then there is the comic that you can unlock as you defeat the farthest row to the right. You can generally read the comic. There's the intro, then there are 5 different endings, including the actual real final ending. There is a button for the credits. There are leaderboards where you can compare to just the global scores or people just on your friends list. This one friend of mine who has the game hasn't really played it much. For right now, I seem to be on top of the world by a pretty fair chunk there. And if, I guess I'll go ahead and say this, if any of you get this game and manage to beat my score, please let me know. After I am done with this final prestige that I'm going to do, I will be probably just putting this game down. So please let me know if you beat my score. That would be kind of cool to hear from one of you guys, or more than one. But you can sort it by zombies killed or individual scores for the 100 levels. You can see that there's someone who has a much higher high score on the first level, for instance, than I do, And I will find out on this final prestige if I will be able to match their score, but I think there's some shenanigans that happened about the scoring method before I got this game. But you can scroll through and it will go ahead and load all the scores for the given level that you want to look at. Or you can go through and look at all the global scores. There are, at the time of recording this, about 2,300 players on the leaderboard. Not a whole lot of people play this game, but it is a great time killer game. It's pretty fun. But let's go back to this screen, and the final thing here is called Prestige. Now, Prestige will increase the amount of score that you get for killing zombies. And there are a maximum of 20 prestige levels. And as you can see, I have 1 prestige left. So I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. There, I got the achievement for it. There, you can get all but this achievement on your first playthrough of the game. And then that one you have to prestige 20 times. I will no longer be able to prestige to increase my score capabilities. But let's go back, and this screen has reset. I will have to fight through all of the different levels in order to be able to fill this in again. And also, this little icon down here has changed notably from the first prestige. Actually, when you first go in, there's no icon down there. And then after the first prestige, you get a little bronze guy. Then it goes to silver, then golden, then finally platinum. So, you saw how easy it was to just go mindlessly kill the zombies on that first level. Let's take a look at how hard it is. Well, first off, no upgrades anymore. I have to start from scratch, and I have no money. It will cost 2,000 to get any of the upgrades. So let's go in here and kill this guy. Still does the chain reaction, but not nearly as well. And finally, I'll kill this guy. That looks like somewhat promising. I only had 3 rounds. Only got 55%. And it's black. So I don't even get to progress until I can get past a certain point on this. So let's try it again just to show you. And so I can move on. That's a lot better. And I have one more round. And let's go for this guy. Alright. That was 3. Okay, this should be better. There we go, 85%. I get some money. So I can either upgrade directly from this menu, or from this screen, or I can go into a level and upgrade from there. I got silver, so I'm able to do the one above, the one to the side, but not the one below. I need to get gold on this. So let's go into this other one, and I'll go ahead and buy an upgrade here. Oh, when you're buying upgrades, pay attention to what zombies you've got going on. This one has the civilian and the cop, so if I buy the upgrade, I want it to be either for the civilian or the cop, or at this point, I might want to just go ahead and upgrade the number of rounds I can fire. That might be more helpful, so that's what I'm going to do. And go in here, and as you can see, they all look gray. And this is why I unpressed this button. I hit it again. Now all the cops stand out as blue, and all the civilians show up as gray. So let's shoot that guy. And the little cops are shooting 1 round, and it's just hitting 1 target. Nothing too huge or special there. And I get 1 more round. I'll go for that one. Oh, I thought he was close enough. Oh well. So, I got 82% on that. I get a little bit of money. And now I can go into another level. And let's see here. We've got the civilians, and we've got the bloated guys, so I'll go ahead and buy both of those. Just to show you an example of how these bloated guys work. Shoot one of them, large area of effect. Still, it's an explosion type effect, but it's a much wider area. And I probably didn't do all too well on that one. 64%. Okay, so it's 60% is bronze. There we go. That answers that question. So what I'm going to do is play through this for a little while and get over to the right-hand column so you can see what it's like to actually end the game, or to beat the game or whatever. There are, well, let's see here, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19 ways to beat the game, but only one way down here, number 100, to actually get the full ending of the game. But I'm going to play through this and get over that way, and I will be right back. Alright, I decided that in order to be completely fair, I might as well demonstrate all of the zombies on one map. Unfortunately, basically I had to go down to the absolute final map. I had to fight through everything. So, let's go and take a look at this. By default, there's only one of each of the zombies on here. That would make it very, very difficult. However, I have purchased everything, so the populations are all up to maximum, and here we go. First off, the green guys here are the ones that explode in a big radius and do just 1 point of damage to everything. Speaking of damage, as you can see, everyone has got full health. That's 5 points of damage that they can take. The gray ones you're familiar with, the civilians. These red ones are soldiers. They shoot the multiple rounds that ricochet. The yellow ones are the bilious zombies that will explode into a pile or a puddle of goo that's basically acid. The blue ones are the cops. They shoot in a straight line, 1 round that can pass through multiple enemies. Let's see here. These pink ones, I guess pink is a good enough color for that, are the ones that run and then stop somewhere and scream. Let's see here. What am I missing? Oh, right. The purple guy. And there's only one of them on here for some reason. They are the ones that pop their head off and do damage when their brain hits the ground in the random location. And then there are some barrels strewn about. Now, if you don't like the arrangement, which I don't necessarily like this arrangement, but I'll give it a try. You can always hit escape and reload the map and it'll regenerate everything. But let's see how everything interacts. Hopefully you'll be able to see how everything kills everything else. So I guess I will start with, well, this barrel looks good. So I'm going to wait for this guy to turn around, have him shoot, and then that's the end of that chain reaction. Let's go for that barrel. Maybe this cop will be able to. Well, that did most of them. Okay. See, the trick is you only have a certain amount of bullets and you have to basically make the attacks as efficient as possible. And I'm not going to be able to clear all the rest of this in just 3 rounds. I'm almost certain of that. Yeah. Oh, of course. The light blue ones. That's one I missed. They are the ones that shoot the lightning bolt. And when the lightning bolt actually attaches to something, it stays and holds on, and anything that walks through it takes damage. That's the other one I wanted to mention. But I'm not going to be able to defeat that one. So let's... Might be able to do this. Okay, got everyone in that corner. Got all that. Not necessarily bad yet. Yep, I'm gonna have to redo this one. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and beat this and see if there's anything else special that happens after I have done all 100 of these now, and if there isn't, then I'll go ahead and show you what all's on the stats. But either way, I will be right back. Okay, I should be able to take care of this one. I've got 3 rounds and 4 zombies. If I use that to kill her, kill that, and kill that. Excellent. 100%. And at this point the money is meaningless, but platinum. Alright. After you defeat one of the final right-hand column levels, you get a page of the comic, which is kind of morbid and gross and all that, but whatever. It is basically the story of how you leave the city. And by the way, you are basically the last man standing kind of thing, a cop in a city called Redfield, and you get rescued after you clear out the end level. So that's basically what the story is, and you can go through the different storylines, and each ending has different things to add to the comic, and you can finally escape to the helicopter and you're free. So that is all 100 of the levels done. So let's take a look at these extras. Nothing left to do on the prestige, but on the stats it will show you how many zombies you've killed, how many of each type you've killed, how many upgrades you've acquired, how many bronze, silver, gold, and platinum medals you've gotten, the highest chain, and that's kind of bogus right there, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a bit. But basically it's the different stats that accompany the game, like how many soldier shots were fired, and how many bloated related deaths there are, and all that kind of stuff. It just keeps track of all that different data, so you can have some numbers to look at. But of course the most important one is how many zombies you've killed. And I think what I'm going to do is just continue playing until I get to 1 million and then stop. That shouldn't take me too long. But once I get there, I am going to just leave it be. And if any of you manage to beat my score on this, that would be wonderful to hear about. Like I said, there really aren't all that many people who have this game. It is available on Steam, so you can go get it on Steam. It's pretty cheap. But there is one more thing I wanted to do. Actually, 2 more things I wanted to do before I get out of here. First off, this level, yeah, I guess this one will do. Hold on. Let's see here. What do we have on this one? No. I had a good level in mind for the zappers, because there is a little bit of a bug. Maybe it's 67. No. Hold on. Okay, I was right. It is 66. This level, you start off with 103 zombies, and you can see that number down here in the bottom left. And actually, let me try to reposition some of these barrels to a better location and get the zappers in the middle. There we go. 103 zombies. Now, watch this number here. $129. Now, on that particular level, I managed to get the 463 off of one chain. Something about the zappers freaks out the calculation. I don't know what the deal is, but it's the zappers that do that. So it isn't exactly an accurate number, but there is one more thing I wanted to try, and that is to see if I can get, well, in here, leaderboards, level scores, 53,320. So I am absolute maximum on everything. So let's just see if these have something to do with it. And I'm going to try to kill everyone with one shot. If I can. That's not going to do it. That should be it. Ah, still one left. Nope. It is possible. I've done it several times. Let's get him closer there. Not quite. I can do this. Ah, still one left. Come on. Again with the ninja. There we go. 100% one shot fired. So let's go back in here, see what my score is. It's going to probably take a second. Hold on. Alright. It takes a little bit of time for it to post the score to the leaderboards and then reconfigure everything. But it only takes... it's less than a minute. But there we go. You saw me do it. 100% one shot. Absolute maximum everything. Final prestige. And that's my high score. So maybe scoring was different in the past, or maybe the levels were set up differently. I don't know what's going on with that. So clearly there are some scores that I'm not going to be able to beat on this, or anyone will be able to for that matter. But whatever the case may be, that 1 million zombie kill goal that I'm going to set is going to be a real number. So if you get this game and you beat the 1 million, please let me know. I would love to hear about one of you guys beating my score. That would be nice. But basically, that is OMG Zombies. It's a great game for killing time, and also it does hone your timing strategies for just firing at the right zombie at the right time, and it actually makes you think. This is a fun game. I have been immersed in this game for a couple months now, but that's OMG Zombies. And that is going to be the end of this video for me. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave a message in the comment section below. I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can, either in the comments or in a future video. Watch my other stuff. I do respond to questions in my videos, particularly the Minecraft Wolfenstein series. I sort of use that as a vlog kind of thing. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you for watching. If you have any ideas for games that you would like to see me try as a series, or just to demonstrate as a one-off like I did for this, also let me know in the comments. I would be interested in trying whatever you guys think I ought to try if I can get my hands on it. So don't be shy. Let me know what you'd like to see me do. But I'm definitely gonna wrap up here. Thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.